These are 5 reasons I pulled the trigger and retired the moment I could. Come sit down with me and I'll tell you why I did it. And stick around until the end because number 5, that one might surprise you, especially coming from a guy who is definitely not a financial advisor. Number 1, my health. None of us know how long we've got. That's not pessimism, that's just reality. I spent over 30 years in warehouse and distribution operations. Started as a dispatcher, worked my way up to operations manager at a mid-sized logistics company. And look, for most of those years, I would have told you the job wasn't that stressful. I was good at it. I'd been doing it forever. But the truth is, it was stressful. The deadlines, the people problems, keeping shipments on schedule, keeping the team together, keeping clients happy. That stuff grinds on you whether you feel it or not. I think about that old analogy of the frog in boiling water. You know the one. The temperature goes up so slowly the frog doesn't notice until it's too late. That was me. I didn't realize how much pressure I was carrying until I walked away from it. And here's the thing that really got to me. My father had a massive stroke at 59. Spent his last years in assisted living. My older brother had a triple bypass at 57. So when I turned 60, I looked in the mirror and thought, what am I waiting for exactly? Some kind of permission? The U.S. healthy life expectancy, they call it HALE, is about 66. That's roughly 66 years where you can expect to be healthy and active. If you retire at 65 like most people, that gives you about 13 months of healthy retirement. 13 months. That number shook me. So yeah, health is reason number 1. Get rid of the stress while you still can. Number 2, time. I worked for over 3 decades. 30+ years of early mornings, 5 a.m. gas station breakfast sandwiches, vending machine coffee, the whole grind. And here's what I figured out. You can always find a way to make more money. You cannot make more time. Time is the one thing you can't get back. Sure, I could have worked another 10 years, maybe doubled what I had in my 401k. Historically, if you get a little over 7% a year and don't touch it, your investments double in about a decade. That's real. But at some point you have to say, enough is enough. This is what I have and I need to go enjoy it. I made promises to Linda, my wife, married 37 years, about what retirement would look like. We had dreams, travel, time together, time with the grandkids. And the last thing I wanted was to have a stroke like my dad and never get to do any of it. Most people I've talked to who retired early, at least 10 to 1, say the same thing. I wish I'd done it sooner. Occasionally you'll hear somebody say they miss working. But overwhelmingly, the people who made the leap are glad they did. That told me everything I needed to know. Number 3, relationships. You know what it takes to build real relationships? 4 letters. T-I-M-E. Time. Linda and I went through a rough patch in our late 40s. We weren't communicating. Both stressed from work, raising kids, just grinding through the days. We nearly split. I'm not too proud to say we went to marriage counseling, and honestly, it saved us. But that experience taught me something. Relationships don't maintain themselves. They need attention. They need presence. Now that I'm retired, I've got time for Linda. I've got time for our kids and grandkids. I can actually be there instead of being some stressed out guy who shows up exhausted at the end of the day. I've got aging family members who need help, and I can give that help now. I've reconnected with old friends. I've made new ones. You can always earn more money. You can't earn more time with the people you love. That's number 3. Number 4, passions and hobbies. For 30-something years, my life revolved around work, paying off the mortgage, saving for the kids' college, keeping the wheels turning. But now, most of those obligations are behind me. Linda and I paid off the house before I hit 50, and that changed everything. For the first time since I was maybe 18 years old, I've got real freedom. Now, a lot of people say travel is their big retirement plan, and I get it. Linda and I have done some traveling and we love it. But I'll be honest with you, travel can be tiring. It takes you out of your routine. For some people, it's energizing, and that's great. But for most folks I know, travel works better as an appetizer than a main course. Maybe 10 weeks a year, not 40. So you need other things that get you out of bed. For me, that's learning. I've always been curious. After I retired, I taught myself some basic woodworking. I got into reading about investing, not because I'm trying to be some Wall Street guy, but because I wanted to understand where my money was actually going. I started volunteering at the local food bank. These aren't glamorous things, but they give my days structure and purpose. The point is, you've got to develop interests outside of work, things that excite you, things that make you feel like you're still growing. That's number 4. Number 5, and this is the one I said might surprise you. For a lot of us, we're closer to being financially ready than we think. It might not feel that way. Maybe your goal was to hit a certain number in your retirement accounts, and you're sitting at 90%. And you're thinking, well, I should work another 3 years to get to 100%. But is it really worth it? We're adaptable. That's what humans do. We adjust. Are there things you could tweak? Maybe downsize a little, cut some expenses, skip the lake house, that would let you retire now instead of 3 years from now? Linda and I actually went through this. We thought about buying a lake house a couple hours north. Ran the numbers. Mortgage, taxes, insurance, maintenance. We decided we'd rather just Airbnb a place when we want to get away and keep our finances clean. Look, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a retired operations manager who learned about this stuff the hard way, including watching my 401k shrink during the great financial crisis. But what I've learned is that there are always assumptions in your plan. What tax rates will be in 20 years, how long you'll live, what the market will do. You don't know any of that. Nobody does. There's this thing people call 1 more year syndrome. You tell yourself just 1 more year, and they say that 1 extra year of work is worth about 3 years on your retirement plan. 1 year you're not spending down savings, 1 year you're adding to them, and then, this part's a little tongue-in-cheek, 1 year of stress knocks a year off your life, so that's 1 less year you have to plan for. It's a joke, kind of. But it makes the point. You're never going to feel perfectly ready. There's always a reason to keep working. But at some point, close enough is good enough. I walked into my boss's office at 62 and told him I was done. Best decision I ever made. So those are my 5 reasons. Your health, your time, your relationships, your passions, and the fact that you're probably closer to ready than you think. I hope this was helpful to somebody out there. Take care of yourselves and remember, you're only young once, even in your 60s. Use this time wisely.